Hi, everyone. Welcome to Perchance, a talk show of peas. This is our third episode, January 15th, 2014. I just saw 2013 here. I guess we are officially in the new year. So, well, I mean, I hate to start out this show and the new year on a negative note, but I think I have to address all of the criticism that we've been getting here. We've been hammered in the press, and not for the usual stuff. I mean, not for the fact that, one could see our show as being potentially prejudicial in the fact that only people with P's starting their name can be on the show. No, we didn't get hammered for that. We didn't get hammered for having a sexy-ass producer like Pyotr the Russian. We didn't get in trouble because of kowtowing to popular sentiment by inviting stars like Parker Posey. No, people have been criticizing us for one thing, because we seem to be lacking animals. I mean, you guys know better than me. Apparently, apart from pornography, animals are pretty much what people look at on the internet. And when you have a talk show, you have to have animals on it. So I guess if that's what we're going to do, let's have some pets. Pyotr? We love animals. We all love animals. We got pussycats, we got cute puppies here on the show. Everyone loves a good puppy, maybe even puppy friends. Puppies wearing clothes, dachshunds, ooh, that's beautiful. But ponies too. Ponies are a great animal. We love them. And penguins. Penguins are the cutest. Even before Linux, we all loved penguins. But panda bears. Pandas take it to a whole nother level. With their big eyes, they're just so cute. You can't get around it. But the thing about animals is, there's this weird line. When is it when animals stop being cute? There's this kind of place where suddenly animals get so small or so weird. Can you cue up that next image, Pyotr? Okay, here is a premature panda newborn, a preemie, if you will. And I mean, this starts to get to a kind of weird level, okay? Can you pull up that next image? The thing is that there's something like, I'm sure you guys have heard of the uncanny valley. The uncanny valley where when you have robots who start to look like humans, the closer they get, at some point it gets weird. Well, with animals, it's kind of the same thing. The smaller they get, once they get really small and they start to get into your body, I think they start to do something else. Like here. Well, I want to talk today a little bit about parasites. So we got some animals here. There are a lot of really great parasites in the world. Parasites that have found ingenious ways to make the most of their host human body. In this case, what we have here, can you just go back one, Pyotr? Let's go back to that last image. I just want to stay on there for a second because this is an important one. This is probably the mother of all parasites. It's known as Drancunculiasis. Also, it's known biblically as the fiery serpent of the Israelites and also as the guinea worm. You can pull up the next one because I don't think we want to look at that for too long. But this is a parasite that's so prolific and so prodigious that it existed even in kind of pre-modern times in the literature. It inspired the rod of Asclepius, which we know is the symbol of modern medicine. And people often mistake it for the caduceus, something very different. But the point is that the only way to get rid of this worm is to take it out of your body and turn a stick until you get it out. So, I mean, it's kind of gross, but there's something impressive about the way that Drancunculiasis has made a life for itself. I mean, there are also even crazier animals. Can you pull up full screen the next one, Pyotr? Let's just pull that up. Or we'll have some production moments. But anyways, what we're looking at here is an animal that comes from South America that looks like a rock, but it's actually an animal. Can you believe it? It looks like a rock, but if you cut it open, it's like you're eating this kind of meaty, fleshy animal. And what you get out of it, it's like apparently it's a delicacy. In Chile, people love it. It's like you're eating a pizza or something. It's got some heavy metals. It's got like a kind of high dosage of really dangerous chemicals, but apparently it's a delicacy. I mean, but it's still a kind of crazy thing that you take a rock and you eat it. I mean, and we can even go further. I mean, plants. We all like to eat plants. I grew up a vegetarian. I don't know. There are probably a lot of vegetarians in here. Did any of you read that article by Michael Pollan? Actually, we should get that guy on here. But have you guys? There was a great article by Michael Pollan about plant intelligence recently in the New Yorker, and how plants can actually exhibit behaviors, whether or not they have intelligence. They actually can do things that we associate with kind of animal intelligence. When they are cut, they secrete the same chemicals that humans and other animals do when they experience pain. So, it's like, what the hell do I do with that information? Like, if we can't eat plants, what the hell are we going to eat? I mean, it's like it brings us back to eating rocks, or maybe we have to eat ping pong balls, or we have to eat petroleum or something else. But I don't know what to do with that. But hopefully tonight we'll figure out the answers of a couple of things that we can eat. We have here tonight 3 amazing guests. We have Penny Pilkington, gallerist extraordinaire, pioneer of the East Village gallery scene, who's going to be here with us. We have Phillip Niemeyer in town from Austin to shoot an amazing new film that he'll tell us about. And finally, we have Rob Giampietro, also known as Professor Pizza, who's going to tell us a little bit about the peculiarities and the proclivities of contemporary pizza making in New York. So before we start, let's bring out now Penny Pilkington. So, thank you, Penny. Thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me.
With all of your other accoutrements. This is a good new fashion statement. It's like it's something that you could wear anywhere.
It's very good for the mic as well.
Gives you something to peg it on. Well, I mean, I'm thrilled to have you here on the show. I mean, you're one of the pioneers of the East Village gallery scene. Somebody who's, basically created one of the scenes that we know. I mean, can you tell me a little bit? I mean, like, how did you start a gallery in the first place? What made you think that starting a gallery was a good idea?
I should have known better. My parents are dealers, and I really should have known better. But I met Wendy, and we were both working in galleries, and we were showing work that didn't particularly interest us, or working with artists that didn't interest us. And we thought, let's try and do it on our own.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, can you pull up that first image, Piotr? It's like that is an amazing piece of graphic design. It's also a great P-themed thing for Perchance. But the fact that you took your first names, your letters, I mean, in those days, was it still pretty common that people had galleries with their names, their last names on it?
Well, the East Village had begun, and it was Nature Mort and Fun Gallery and Paizo Electric and Gracie Mansion, who changed her name to make a gallery name. But we could have been Olsoff Pilkington. It sounded like a law firm. And we spent about a week with this idea, and we mixed the initials around, and we stuck with PPOW.
Yeah. Did people ever call you Papow?
They do.
Papow!
And in Spain, they call us PPO because W is very hard in Spanish.
Really? You don't have a W in Spanish?
I don't know.
Can somebody must speak Spanish?
It's a long word.
Yeah,
so
okay.
PPO is easier.
PPO. But I mean, how did you guys get started? Can you pull? I mean, what were your first kind of shows? Like, what did you start the gallery with?
We started the gallery with artists that we were meeting as we were painting and spackling and fixing up a storefront on East 10th Street. This is a storefront, Wendy, myself, and Tom Dillon in 1983. And we did it ourselves, and we just went to artist studios and showed people that didn't have representation. And our first proper show was Sue Coe, a political artist that is still doing work now.
So you're still working with her 30 years later?
No, she left us rather in a difficult way. But we still work with some artists. Walter Martin is an artist we've worked with since the 80s.
I mean, what does it mean to work with an artist for that long? I mean, it's kind of such a big relationship.
It's like family.
Yeah.
It's like family. I mean, you have your ups, your downs. You help them with every aspect of their life.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you must have had also, really hard times with the artists at times.
It's very hurtful when somebody leaves you if it's not mutual. It's like getting a divorce.
But it's like polygamy. It's like you're married. Like, how many artists do you have in the gallery?
It's like children. How about that? Let's go with children.
Children's probably a better one, yeah.
Yeah, 25 or 30.
25 or 30 children is a lot of progeny in the world.
Some are more active at other times. Some are more troublesome. Some need more help. Some need less help.
Can we cue up the next image, Piotr? I mean, and so when you said about like starting a gallery, like where's the first space?
Well, the first space was the previous shop, which was a storefront on East 10th, and literally a storefront. We got the storefront and it was a drug den, and we went downstairs and fixed up the gallery.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was like, and so you did all the work yourself, and you
did.
can set it up. And how long were you there for?
We were on East 10th Street for 2 years, and then we moved to East 8th Street for like 2.5 years. The space, well, that's actually an art fair. The previous space was on East 8th Street, and it was the first proper space we had.
And that was the first space where you had somebody else come in and do the work. and
Yeah,
all
we had
that.
a minimalist architect called John Pawson who did it, who went on to become quite
John
famous.
Pawson?
John Pawson.
Oh, I've heard of him. Also a good P-themed
Yeah,
gentleman.
you could have him on
But,
here.
but how did you knew him from?
He was a
London?
good friend in London, and he did the space for us, yeah.
Wow, that's great. I mean, but for you, what were the precedents? What were the models? Like, were there other galleries that you thought from the past that were doing kind of exciting stuff?
Well, we both worked in galleries, but we worked in galleries that were rather old-fashioned, that dealt with artists that are dead, and some artists that were alive, and it just seemed fun to work with people we knew and liked, people who we could grow with.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and I guess that's like a good way. Also, starting a gallery 30 years later, it's like you have when
And
you're growing with
change
your
too,
artists.
but you
yeah.
also change. I mean,
Yeah.
your tastes change, their tastes change. Yeah.
Can we pull up the next image there? I mean, where is this from?
This is on the Navy Piers in Chicago in 1988. It's the art fair, and it's when it was the old sheds going out into the water, and water would come in when it rained. Water would come in those old ceilings, and we did everything. So there I am, unpacking and installing an art fair.
I mean, the whole proliferation of art fairs is a really interesting question too. So I mean, back then, how many art fairs did you guys do?
Well, the only art fair that we knew of was Chicago. There was Basel in Switzerland, which had been going a while. And then I think we did Berlin. And my parents did art fairs, and so I knew about it. I thought it was a good thing.
Did you used to go with them to art fairs?
I did.
That's
yes.
really funny to be a child at an art fair. Like, what does that feel like? What's
Yeah. I would sometimes work for their friends.
painting or installing?
Or,
or?
you know, being the gallery girl, giving out prices, and, you know, when somebody was important, you'd go get help.
That's good. I mean, I think that's one of the things that's so interesting, the way that the gallery world, the art world has changed in the past 30 years since you started. Can you pull up the next image, Piotr? I mean, from here, I mean, I take it this is you installing the show?
This is me unwrapping a show again on East 8th Street in the lower part of the space, an artist called Erika Rothenberg who did anti-advertising work. In fact, it's the only time that Saatchi came into the gallery and he saw the show and he said, "I don't like the anti-advertising stance of this exhibition." And then he left.
I guess that was the end of a certain relationship, but probably better so. I mean, I think that's interesting. Like, you get a sense here of like, you know, you guys are doing this all yourself. You're like, you know, it's a very different scene now. I feel like with having a gallery. I mean, how many spaces have you had over the
We've
years?
had 7 spaces. I mean, we've moved more than most people, but we've also been in business 30 years. So, and we've moved with that's Broadway. As the neighborhoods have changed, we moved to East 8th Street as everyone was leaving the East Village, and we were sort of behind the times moving to Broadway, and that was 5,000 square feet, biggest space we thought we'd ever have. It was amazing.
And how many square feet do you have now?
Now we only have about 3,000.
So it's actually a smaller space now than it
Yeah.
used to be.
Yeah.
But you really moved from each neighborhood as it's kind of gentrified.
Yeah, we should have moved to Chelsea when everyone else did, but instead we moved to Broome Street.
That's interesting. When did do we have an image of Broome Street?
We don't have an image of Broome
okay.
Street, sorry.
What's the next thing, Piotr?
This is where we moved to in Chelsea. It was supposed to be a stopping stone, like a smaller space where we would have Broome Street and Chelsea, and we'd do both. And you can't be in 2 places at once. Somebody would always be in the wrong place. The art would always be in the wrong place. We'd have huge openings, and then you'd be in the wrong place.
So it pays to centralize
I think
sometimes.
so, yes.
Let's flip forward, Piotr, to the last slide then.
That's the entrance to, that is a fantastic show.
What is this here?
This is our front doors looking into Sarah Oppenheimer's installation in September 2012, and she she sort of architecturally changed the space by building walls and cutting holes and changing it so your perception as you walked around was totally distorted.
Have you ever done anything like that before?
With her.
With her,
in a
but-
previous space, no.
But
No,
I mean, something like that. I mean, it's such a radical reconfiguration of the space. Like,
in 1985, we did an installation in the East Village with TODT, who went on to show at the biennial, where they changed the gallery totally, but not in an architectural way, more atmospheric.
it's amazing. I mean, I think that's really interesting because usually you have things on the white walls, but to kind of change a space in that way is really brave. I mean, but I mean, did you ever think like that you could leave it like that, or?
We'd love to have left it like that. We talked about talking to Dia, our landlords, and saying, leave it like this and give us another space. But it didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, a good thing for us to talk about here in our green screen basement at Storefront for Art and Architecture. Well, we'll continue. Let's keep talking about galleries, but let's bring on before we bring on our second guest, can we pull up a video? Okay, so let's have our second guest, Phillip Niemeyer. Phillip, great to see you. Welcome to our little show. Thanks for coming out from Austin, Texas.
Thank you for having
My
me.
God, what a long way. How many thousand miles is that?
What number begins with P?
14? Are they 14?
14,000?
14,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually never been to Austin. Are you on?
Am I on?
Do we have mics? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've never been out to Austin, but I hear it's a good city. How long have you been there for?
2 years.
2 years. But you're not originally from Austin.
I'm from San Antonio, which is very close.
San Antonio,
Yes.
on a border town, is it not?
No,
Okay,
no.
that shows my bad geography. Sorry, guys. But you're from Texas.
I'm from Texas, yes.
And how? I mean, but where were you before that?
Austin. New York. I was in New York.
Because I mean I understand. I forgot to say that video, as my producers told me that is a journey from the center of the earth, filmed on location.
Yes, that is true.
Can you tell us about this journey from the center of the earth, filmed on location?
Well, in Texas, there's a lot of oil wells that have been fallen into misuse, and we were able to get one of these oil wells and drill it down about 14,000 feet further than normal. We lowered a camera to the center of the earth, and we caught the drum, and we slowly pulled the camera up and sped the footage up. So all that stuff you see, that was actually stuff in the center of the earth, and as we pulled up the camera.
It's quite a fantastical story.
It was like a Pangea of some sort. Yeah.
Something coming together.
Yeah.
How did you get into this work of making videos?
Documentary films?
Documentary films,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, just a curiosity about what's real and gritty, and like just the tangible, real stuff of geology kind of motivated us to that film. But lately I've been working in fictional film. Yeah.
In what way?
Oh, well, we have an amazing project. It's a love triangle with violence and sex and drama and romance and sex. Did I say sex?
Is that what brought you out here? to New York?
Yes, it did. I had some meetings with CCA about one of the actors in the film. But hopefully it'll come through. But they gave me clearance to show a clip.
Can we show a clip of that?
We could show a clip.
Yeah, okay.
This is in production, and this film, we've got a bunch of great actors. We got someone from Switzerland. We have a young actor from Detroit, and a really established actor from that was discovered in South Africa in a quarry, actually. But
Can we cue that, Piotr?
So this is a scene from Rock, Paper, Scissors, the motion picture that we're working
Woo!
on. So.
Rock, paper, let's give it up for Rock, Paper, Scissors, the motion picture. I mean, so is this like a double feature-length film, or how, I mean, it's about 3 or 4 hours?
4 hours, but the studio wants us to cut it down to 3.5.
Okay, I mean.
But I'm holding fat, so.
I mean, tell me, what do you think the kind of target demographic is for this film with all of its stars? Cans.
Yeah, cans. Also, maybe Disney.
Yeah,
something
that's
like
good.
that.
I mean, I guess that there's like a real, like, I mean, it's something that we all know. It's a game. We've all seen these actors in so many places, but they have such emotive power too. Like, I was amazed that dance sequence was brilliant.
It was pretty nice. They trained with one of the choreographers from Dancing with the Stars on that one, and the Scissors are actually going to be on the next season of Dancing with the Stars.
I mean, is it really? I mean, how expensive? I mean, I hate to ask about the nitty gritty, but I imagine that there's just a lot of fees in terms of getting these stars all in one place.
It was difficult. We had to use green screens for some of the scenes. The Rock wanted to go back to his quarry. He had a couple pebbles he wanted to look after. We used a stand-in rock for some of the scenes, and the paper was mostly in the trailer, like kind of creased with some white powder between it. The whole shoot, This is film stuff. I actually, can you edit that out? I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's going outside of your contract. I mean, how did you? I guess I'm curious. Like, when you're working with these kinds of actors who have totally different range than the kind of typical Hollywood stars. Like, how do you kind of make them bring out the best in them? Like, do you have any special techniques?
Fear.
Fear?
Yes.
Your own fear or their fear?
Mostly my own fear. My own fear. You working with actors, it's difficult. Like the Scissors was very touchy. She was worried about being typecast. Originally, she auditioned for the role of Paper. It didn't really work out. So we went through a couple things, and finally, we kind of found something that she felt really good about, like a kind of a way to play that character. I'm hoping the Academy recognizes the range.
Well, as well they should.
Yeah.
As well they should. Oh, wait, who's there? Is there somebody here? What's going on? Who's interrupting? Pizza? Oh wait, do I have to? Wait, where's the pizza from? Oh, a Lasso pizza. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thanks. Okay, wait. It looks like we got some pizza. You guys want some pizza? Let me offer it to our intrepid studio audience, and then. Well, I mean, pizza is a beautiful thing. I mean, pizza is a wonderful, wonderful thing with emotions. It's happy, it's sad, it's fried, it's soggy, and sometimes it just wants to jump up and down in joy. But it also, it brings out the biggest emotions in us. It brings out so much. Piotr, can you play us something, put on that clip?
Okay guys, we've cleaned out the refrigerator. I think we're just about ready to build the perfect pizza. Give me pizza! P-I-Z-Z-A. Give me pizza! Did I happen to say I want pizza? I want pizza! Pizza! Hey! Are you ready to play? Now set down the pizza and bring me some chicken. Throw it on top and make the finger licking. Guacamole, meatball, whipped cream pouring like waterfalls. Here's a little salsa to make it hot. Here's a lot of ice cream to hit the spot. Toss the fish, let it fly. Fly, fly. Pizza pie. Pizza. P-I-Z-Z-A. Give me pizza. Watch your pizza. Pizza! Spell it out for me, honeys. P-I-Z-Z-A. Give me pizza! Add some tacos. Ole! I want pizza! I want a pizza in my mouth, man. P-I-Z-Z-A. I want pizza! Call us the queens of gourmet. I want pizza! Spell it out for me, honeys. P-I-Z-Z-A. Give me pizza! How about a science question? How much does it weigh?
Well, before we go any further, I first want to thank Mary Kate and Ashley for giving us generations of pure entertainment. Like, in 1,000 years, I think people are going to watch that and continue to marvel at what a weird time the 20th century was. So, I'm so happy to have our third guest here, Rob Giampietro, also known as Professor Pizza! Yeah! Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Rob, no, Professor Pizza, Gatore.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. So, I mean, pizza, what an amazing food. I mean, how did anybody come up with the idea to make pizza?
I mean, it's so flat, but it has so many dimensions. You know, it's my favorite food.
I mean, the thing is that, like, I guess my question is always, what is the quiddity? What is the pizza-ness of the pizza? Like, what makes a pizza?
Well, a pizza is a dressed bread.
A dressed bread.
A dressed bread.
A dressed bread. I mean, does that mean, like, any bread? But, okay, so if I have, okay, I'm German. I'm not, but let's say I'm German.
Okay.
Let's say I take some toast, and I put some butter on it, and I put some tomatoes on it, and I put some cheese on it. Is that a pizza?
It's a pizza.
Wait, this is a really loose stuff. Wait, so that's a pizza?
I mean, we've all had French bread pizza. You've had a bagel pizza, English muffin pizza.
So any bread.
Dressed bread.
Any dressed bread.
Dressed bread.
Dressed bread. Okay, but I mean, does it have to have tomatoes?
No. You can have a pizza bianca.
Does it have to have cheese?
No. You can have a pizza marinara.
Does it have to have vegetables or meat?
No.
Okay, can
It's
it
a
just-
dressed bread.
Okay, I think we're getting somewhere here. So now what I want to ask is, what constitutes a dressing? Like, is butter a dressing?
Yeah.
But is butter a sufficient condition in order that bread is pizza?
Well, the earliest pizzas were basically pita breads that came out of the oven and then were dressed with some herbs and some oils. So, butter, a lipid, maybe, sufficient.
Okay, so interesting. So a lipid, a fat, and some sort of, does it have to have herbs?
No, but I think it's better with herbs.
Okay, so it's like a question like, you can have good art, you can have bad art, you can have good pizza, you can have bad pizza.
Yeah, I mean, you should have an opinion about pizza, especially as a professor.
Well, you are the professor. You're not a professor. I've never met a Professor Pizza.
I went to Pizza Polytechnic.
In Pensacola? No, in
No, it's in Pawtucket, actually.
Pawtucket.
Yeah.
I mean, from your kind of professional perspective, what's the kind of innovative, what's innovative that's happening in the world of pizza right now?
What's out there?
Yeah, well, what I want to know is, like, is New York, I mean, I always have the impression, this might be provincial, I don't know. I go to other cities, I have some pizza, it's okay. But in New York, I go to any pizza place on the street. I know this is probably a little déclassé for you, but like, I go to any pizza place and I get a $1.50 slice, and I'm in heaven.
Oh no, I think that's great. You know, I mean, I think the slice is like it's the most egalitarian form of pizza.
Oh, what do we look?
I should mention-
Pull that back up, Piotr.
I mean, speaking of, you know, egalitarian pizza projects, you know, this is actually something that is part of my thesis, one of my studies at Pizza Polytechnic. And something that we should talk about here too. This is a project by the interactive designer Jonas Lund, and he did this project that allowed people to sort of draw pizzas on a screen, and then they were made and delivered to the gallery as people had designed them. So in a sense, the dressing of the bread was virtualized in this case.
Was that? It looks kind of like the Empire State Building. Am I right?
I mean, it's interpretive. It's not either or.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
You don't want to really pin down the pizza.
We don't want to pin it down.
Okay.
We don't want to pin it down.
I mean, but okay, so apart from the everyday pizza that we have, the pizza we get, we enjoy for lunch or whatever, or when we're drunk at 10 in the morning, what's new in pizza? Like, what are you excited about in pizza?
A lot of people, there's a place called Forcella. A lot of people are excited about. It's a pizza place.
What's exciting about it?
Well, it's exciting because it's a fried pizza. In fact, they take the dough and they fry it, and then they cook it in the oven after that. And there's smoked mozzarellas and things like that. A lot of people are saying this might be the new wave.
So basically you have lipids on top and lipids on the
You've
bottom.
got lipids all the way through.
Got it. But I mean, okay, can you, I know that you are an objective authority about this, but I mean, can you tell us, what do you think of the fried pizza?
It's good. I think it's very rich. It doesn't have the lightness or the airiness of the Neapolitan pizza. A lot of people say the Neapolitan pizza, what distinguishes it is its cornichone, its sort of crown, that little kind of browned crown around the outside of the pizza. And if the pizza's been made really well by a real, pizzaiolo, someone who really has studied the tradition, they've pushed all the air from the dough out to the edges of the pizza, and it puffs up in the oven just so, and it makes this beautiful crown.
That's amazing. I mean, so that's why it's puffy at the edge.
Yeah, so that lightness, you don't get that so much in the fried pizza. The fried pizza is more of a kind of guilty pleasure.
I mean, what do you? I assume that you make your own pizza.
I
do you
love
practice
to make pizza.
what you preach?
Oh yes. I mean, my thesis also involved at Pizza Polytechnic. It also involved sort of trying to spherize the pizza.
To spherize.
Yeah,
the
just
pizza.
my supposition was basically to say that the pizza dough begins as a ball. Perhaps it should end as a ball.
Wait, whoa. This sounds like maximum surface
It's a
area
pizza
theory.
sphere.
It's a pizza sphere.
Yeah, a pizza sphere.
Pizza sphere. That's amazing. And so you're saying, but how do you get into it?
Well, you don't.
It's all surface.
It's all surface.
It's
man.
like we buried to the center of the earth and we got ourselves a pizza sphere.
Yeah, because it's just a smooth thing.
I mean, you seem to have some opinions about this, Mr. Phillip Niemeyer.
No. It's just, no, I don't.
Could you ever, have you ever made a film that involved pizza?
No.
You know what's interesting? When I was watching your film, I was thinking about, the Roman-style pizza. It's made in these long strips, and they cut it with scissors. So I feel like that could be a part for your next actor.
It could be a part for her. She might be really good at that.
Yeah. I mean,
particularly
I think she'd
good.
excel.
Yeah.
Does she read Italian?
I don't know. She kind of cut and pasted together.
I'm curious, Penny. When you were opening your first galleries in the East Village, like nowadays, you walk through the East Village, and there's a pizza parlor on every three stores.
Penny, where do you get pizza in the East Village? What's your preferred pizza?
I'm not in the East Village anymore. 30 years ago, I don't know, John's?
John's.
Yeah, respectable. John's is very respectable. Do you all know John's? It's a classic piece. They don't sell you slices at John's. That's sort of it's a cut above. They want you to sit down. They want you to have a meal. It's made to order. It's not a slices joint. So sometimes you want to go a little more upscale.
Professor, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's that?
Is toast a pizza?
Well, I think it's. No.
Does a pizza have to be baked?
In fact, it needs to be baked at a really hot oven, and that's actually one of the challenges of home pizza is that you can't get your oven hot enough. So when I make pizza at home, I turn broil on for like an hour, and even then the oven only gets up to like 550. But a real pizza oven is around 750, and it's that very fast evaporation of the water that turns into steam that puffs the pizza. And if you didn't put anything on the pizza, if the dressing wasn't weighing the pizza down, then it would turn into pita bread. You'd have that hole in the middle, basically, from the steam. But, because we don't have ovens that go up to 750, we only have 550 at home. You have to do some tricks, like you have to have a pizza stone.
What's a pizza stone?
A pizza stone, it's like a porous tile that you put on, and it draws the moisture out of the pizza.
I mean, I guess that's an interesting thing. We have this age where people are really becoming, rather than leaving it to the professionals, people are making pizzas at home. Like we have a show that opened in Soho about a famous chef. We have like making artisanal food is really a big thing. I mean, do you see that there's some sort of, in your own field, as do you call yourself a professor of comparative pizza, or like what's your
Well, pizza. I mean, pizza's very local. You know, people like pizza in different ways all around. You know, every region has its own.
Pizza?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean,
but like,
you go to St. Louis, you want the party cut?
What happens to pizza when, you know, in much the same way, like, you know, when how many galleries were in New York when you started your business, Penny?
Oh, let's say 200.
And how many galleries do you think there are in New York now?
800.
800. And I mean, I guess it's like when you, and like, you know, Phillip, it's interesting, you know, you're making videos, but, you know, now, I'm sure you get this all the time. People with iMovie make movies too. Like, what happens to like the pizza discourse when people start making pizza in their own parlor?
Well, I think people. I mean, when people start making their own anything, they get a better understanding of it, you know, and then they come to kind of seek out even more rarefied forms of it, you know. So.
I mean, I guess that's really the crux of the thing. Oh, wait, who's there? Wait, we're shooting a show right now. No way. Oh, some pizza? We didn't order pizza. Okay, I mean, sure, okay. All right, yeah, okay, fine. We'll take a pizza.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, man. Oh, okay, well, I guess we're getting some more pizza.
Oh, I love pizza.
Oh, thank you, sir. Wait, that's a fabulous hat. What's that hat?
This is a beautiful hat. I guess it's from the exhibition.
It's a pizza hat. Do you mind if do you mind if I borrow that hat?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, thank you so much for the piacere pizza. Good. Oh, okay. You guys want some pizza? You got some more pizza. Wait. Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, this is a pretty. Wait, Professor Pizza. You don't have a hat. Wait, you need a hat. This man needs a hat. Well, okay. We can talk about pizza all day, but you know we also have to eat it sometimes. So, thank you everyone for coming today. Thank you to our wonderful guests, Penny Pilkington, Phillip Niemeyer, and Rob Giampietro, a.k.a. Professor Pizza. Thank you all for coming to Storefront, and also to our house band. They used to be named as Cookies, but now they're Pookies. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for coming. I want to just play, before we end our third episode, let's just have a little clip. Piotr, can you play us one more thing? Okay, or not. No, we ain't gonna have nothing else. That's it. Woo! Are we gonna have it? What's gonna happen? Piotr, can you give it to us? No!
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. Oh, here comes my daughter, the Princess Penelope. I'll ask her.
Oh, Father.
Oh, no, sorry, King. You see, princess starts with P, too, so we'll have to banish her. Come on, Kitty. Poor me. I'm all alone in my palace. No. You see, the palace begins with P. We'll have to take that, too.
So the citizens pulled the palace apart, and all of this made King Peter very, very sad. So he issued another announcement.
I tell you what, I hereby declare that from now on, this is a royal change of mind. That's what this is. Okay? From now on, everything that begins with is welcome in my kingdom. Daughter.
And so they rebuilt the palace, and the people brought piles of presents. And from that day on, whatever started with the letter P had a place in the palace. And forever after, life in the kingdom of King Peter the Persnickety was positively peachy.
You like that? Thanks. That was a good story.
face it.